you know what cutscene conversations is?
Yes.
All right, tell me a little bit about it.
Cutscene Conversations is a podcast with Tim Hickman and Jesse Mooney where they talk about stuff and someone does dad jokes.
How many episodes have you seen of cutscene conversations? She's biased.
Not more than 6.
Do you know what cutscene conversations is?
Do I know what?
Do you know what cutscene conversations is?
No.
Do y'all know what cutscene conversations is?
No.
Do you know what cutscene conversations is?
No.
What do you think cutscene conversations is about?
Conversation?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. What do y'all think cutscene conversations is?
I think Cutscene Conversations is just a podcast with a couple cool guys.
Cool guys. Okay, what about you?
I think it's a very amazing podcast. They talk about such relevant and awesome things such as D&D.
Okay. So y'all seen it before?
Oh yeah, been behind the scenes.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it? All right, what do you think cutscene conversations is?
Cussing and conversation?
What do you think cutscene conversations is?
Cuts in conversations? What?
What do you think cutscene conversations is?
Oh, cutscene. Oh, I don't know, like a conversation that has nothing to do with the topic.
Do you know what cutscene conversations is?
Yeah, I think so.
He thinks so. You think so? What is it?
I'm pretty sure it's about a podcast about kind of like stories that aren't needed but are just there.
Hello and welcome to Cutscene Conversation, a show where we explore life one conversation at a time. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tim.
Oh, right there. Uno reverse.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
All right, now what do we do?
Now what? Now,
Oh,
over
there. You sitting in the things, All right. We got some questions that everybody wants to hit. Can't nobody hear. I know how this works.
this feels.
Well, hello.
This feels.
You are
And
way
welcome
over there.
to Cutscene Conversations. I'm Cindy.
I'm Jack. I'm taller than Tim.
A show where we explore conversations.
Oh, it's way more difficult.
Yeah, come on. Let's
A
see how
show
easy it is.
where we explore
Life.
life one conversation at a time.
Yeah.
I'm not Tim.
No, you're not.
All right, so they wanted to do a. We've been calling it the Uno reverse episode the whole time. So Uno reverse.
Uno reverse.
With that big card.
Somebody let the beans out earlier on the phone.
What the crap?
You told me you would not say anything. I
No, I
said
didn't. You said, don't tell anyone. And I said, uh-huh.
I've been calling it the Uno
For cutscene
reverse.
conversations, this is Jack.
And it's dead.
All right.
Hey, before we get to, do we need to balance around the new mics?
No, so I can. They're all
Okay,
about
you're
the
good.
same.
You're good.
Yeah. And then
Except Tim.
I can
Make
always
sure
jump
it's
in
down.
and redo it.
Solid.
Sorry.
Okay.
So we're going to do the things that Jesse and Tim normally do. I'm going to do random facts, and Jack is going to do a joke. Joke. I don't know.
It's That's me every week. Actually.
Yeah.
It's like, is it a joke?
Spot on. Good job.
Hey, who starts off first?
It's random.
Okay, so I've got a couple of fun Uno-related facts. Did you know that Uno was invented in 1971 by an American barber?
What's his name?
Barber?
Merrill Robbins.
Is that a guy or a girl?
It's a barber, so it's a guy.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
No.
because there's
Sexist?
Tim's gonna keep asking questions until you don't feel like you did enough research for your
was it,
facts.
though?
I'm
Like,
giving you a heads up.
Like, give me some backstory. Like, was he just didn't
It
have
was a
enough,
guy.
enough
So
customers?
it was a guy, and it was in Ohio. He invented it to resolve an argument with his son, a teacher, about the rules of Crazy 8. So, fun fact: this is based off of Crazy 8s.
Well, there we go.
That makes so much sense, actually.
It does.
Yeah.
Jesse, that's how you flesh out a whole answer.
She's literally researching it as we sit here, though.
You always have a tablet right in front of you.
Yeah, but I don't feel comfortable flipping through Jack's tablet.
Okay, so I've got two more.
right.
You can play it in Braille,
It makes sense.
and it has a color blindness edition.
I knew that.
Wait, you
Because-
mean like built in already?
No. There's a specific colorblind that avoids the green, red, yellow.
Why not just say red too?
Well,
Like the word red.
Right.
I mean, that's
not
one way
literate.
around it.
Oh, there's extra symbols. So it was
Yeah.
it was taken out in
Yes,
2017.
RED, red.
Yeah, representing. So it's extra symbols representing
Yep.
colors. So it's probably the letters.
Get at me, Hasbro.
My dad,
Yeah.
colorblind,
Oh, so is my
Your
papa.
dad was colorblind?
100%. That's why he.
He was
Not
100% colorblind?
Yeah.
Wow. How did
So-
he get in the military?
So that's a funny story. In the 80s, they really didn't care.
Oh, that's fair.
So much so that they put him as a radio man. Not
Hey, you don't have to see the
not-
radio.
Yeah, well, not the call out radio man, the radio technician
Oh,
who had to
no.
open them up and rewire them.
So it was always just a 1 in 3 shot that he got it right.
It was a, what wire did you put here? He goes, the yellow one. There is no yellow. There is to me. It's the conversation.
Oh, goodness. I used to work with a cat doing heating and air that was colorblind, and he would send me a picture of wires. Hey, which one's which? Top one red, bottom one yellow.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, at least he wasn't a bomb tech.
Right.
He wouldn't have lasted long in that one.
But he became certified in every weapon they had in Fort Leonard Wood. So he became a weapons expert in Fort Leonard Wood. So
Is that near Nangala?
No.
Did he have to go?
Missouri.
Did he have to go and pick up the red gun and shoot the green man, or what? Like,
No. All the different weapons they use in their combat practice.
I just thought of, what was it, from Peter Pan? What makes the red man red? The old...
The old
old
period
one. The old one. That one that's questionable. So you said that. That's where I went. Oh, all right,
So,
carry on.
Dad joke. Oh, wait. You did send me these.
So let's pause for a second.
Hang on. They're leading this. Calm down, Tim.
I'm doing that for a reason.
No, they're appropriate. They're appropriate. He sent
Are
them.
they now?
He sent them to me, yes.
All of them?
The two that he said he was going to do, yes.
Did he say that was all he was going to do?
no, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
I mean, that's it. I'll go with the more tame one.
There you go.
Why do you never want to play Uno with Donald Trump?
I don't know.
Because he takes back all the green cards.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that is better than
I
the one
hate
that
to
he
be a
said.
dreamer. Hate to be a dreamer. First question.
First question.
First question.
All right. So podcasts have become like a big part of our lives, and like
Yeah.
mainstream media, like that's how a lot of people get a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
What are some podcasts that you both enjoy?
To Be Better is one for me.
For me, I'm actively listening to Community Bible Church in San Antonio, Texas, Pastor Ed Newton. So
I
I get,
know at one point you had said you listened to Leadership Lean In.
yeah, with Chad Veach. Yep.
Chad Beach.
I still listen to that one on occasion, but not as actively as I did.
Okay.
I more skim his, and it's like, oh, that subject looks really good. So I'll pick and choose his, but I'm watching all of the other
So
ones.
I'm gonna flirt with some controversy here. I listen to both of these sparingly.
Both of these sparingly. I've never heard of that.
Two Bears, One Cave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. It's
Right.
great.
And then flip it over, Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
I'll go that one.
So I'll listen to both of those. I won't listen to like the full sit downs. Joe Rogan's the same way. I don't listen to the full sit downs.
I'd rather listen to. Yep.
I'll grab.
I like the snippets of Joe.
Yeah.
Me too. That's
Definitely.
Like when Joe
Yeah,
Rogan and Neil deGrasse Tyson like get
Oh
on, I'm
my
like,
gosh. That was a brain train. Is what that was.
Mhm.
And then like I still have all of these downloaded, and I go back to them when I needed to. And I'm gonna do the local shout out, the Essentials,
Yeah.
with Pastor Stevie Flockhart.
And Whitney.
I got his name right. And Whitney.
And Whitney Flockhart.
Yep.
But those have always been a lighthouse.
I can see that. Like
That's a good
whenever I'm in a bad headspace, I'll
Yeah.
put on essentials, and like just hearing somebody that I know and have met before, like pour into everybody, into me, like
Mm-hmm.
like will start to recenter me, and then I'll start looking at like better podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like a follow-up
Yeah.
question, does being on a podcast yourself change the way you listen to podcasts?
Yes, for me.
Yeah. So for me, at first, it definitely changed the way that I started talking here. And then not listening, but watching podcasts, the production value and how
I do. Yep. That's where I was about to get it.
That's where I go.
Yeah. So one of the things I've noticed is you could see where people do a lot of work.
Yeah.
And being on a podcast, sometimes you think, oh, that was just a little 8-second thing, just a moment. But then you realize that, man, there's so much prep work went into that. The hardest thing to get right in any production is transitions.
Oh my gosh.
And when you start looking at these other shows like that and you think, oh man, that was perfect. See, you start you start feeling out how other people do that, and in a way you mimic it in some things we do.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, this season alone, we literally took other interview formats.
yeah, yep.
And we were like, hey, we want to do this.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have one original.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, this has happened before. This isn't unique to our universe where guests interview the hosts.
No, I think the only one that I know of that I've never seen done on another like platform like this is one that we have coming up that we have not filmed yet.
Right. Yeah. It's the Shauna one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's true.
Yeah, no, sauna.
yeah, Shauna and Asana. I mean, I haven't seen interviews in Asana.
No, I have not. I've seen.
That's because equipment tends to break in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Questionable
Jack
to me.
and I are going to do some scouting the week prior to see conditions.
Yep.
So, I have a question for you guys.
All right.
What's something you love or know a lot about that you could teach somebody else?
I really enjoy woodworking. Sometimes I struggle with teaching because I struggle with the assumption of knowledge, because I'd assume that I knew how to cut this at this angle and I know how to use these tools. So if I go to teach somebody, I really struggle with, you should already know this because I know this.
So something that they do or that they've been teaching me at school is you have to regurgitate it back to the teachers like you're talking to your grandmother. You have to essentially say, and it's not even, and at first I was like, well, this just is going to sound really ignorant and mean and like I'm being condescending. But actually, no, it's not, because it's helping you further develop your understanding of what you're doing, because you're able to tell it to somebody who is completely...
Dang, Nana, you dumb, ain't it?
That was very similar to what I said.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, act like you're teaching your 5-year-old.
Yep.
Is because Jesse and I talked about the teaching aspect. We were talking about when we first started teaching for 901, which you were there. Jesse and I had a joint Wednesday night.
Thursdays, I think. I think it was on Thursdays.
Where we would meet up at Starbucks. Well, I was also on the road. So the weeks I was on the road, I worked on the Google Doc remotely.
Yep, I do remember
And
this.
then Jesse would teach it. And then weeks that I was here, I would be able to like be there and help teach. It was really fun.
Yep. So there's that. And then music in terms of like for the high school, I've been heavily involved with that and I enjoy that a lot. I enjoy working with the kids there and watching them mature in both attitude and skill level as musicians. It's different than just going up there and playing music and teaching music. It's more like I've really enjoyed the aspect that I get to watch these young adults perform at a very high level and produce a very high level and just bring in quality and knowing that they can do that and repeat it.
Yeah.
So that's
I like that.
So I enjoy teaching anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I enjoy the click that happens in people's eyes,
Mhm.
like when they get something.
Yeah.
So for me, and my wonderful
Get
brain,
frustrated.
right? Me and my wonderful brain. Let's see, 3D printing,
Mm-hmm.
guns, building computers, working on
Mhm.
specific vehicles that I've had in my life because I had to learn everything about them to work on them.
Yep.
Mhm.
Just anything that
You know how to change that water pump?
Yeah, exactly.
How to
Like-
burn down an F-150?
Well, know how to pull burning stuff out of an F-150.
It's an
Rebuilding
F-150. Just let it go.
rebuilding a 302. That was something I did. I learned all about grading and sod when I was younger because I had to grade and sod.
Mhm.
I learned about steel welding, grinding, cutting,
Yeah.
a CNC plasma table,
Mm-hmm.
all the works there. So, a lot of people say, jack of all trade. Hi, Jack. It's not that I'm a jack of all trades. It's that I've had to do a lot of stuff and I retained the knowledge. So,
Same.
and teaching is just something I get joy out of. So,
Mhm.
all of you here can attest to the fact that if you don't know something and you come to me, I'm not just gonna, I don't know.
Right.
It's like, hey, let's figure this out.
Right. Yeah.
So that anything. It's-
Okay.
Yeah.
Romans 12:2 mentions renewing your mind daily.
Mhm.
Right? Pastor Stevie talks about it quite a bit. What do you all do to renew your mind on a daily basis? And what do you do on days when you don't feel like it?
I can tell you what I've been doing in terms of renewing my mind. When I get into the door at work, so I work on the second floor. As soon as I hit the base of the stairs, before I take the first step, I pray, and I pray for. I'm thankful for the place I get to go work, the place I get to go sit. I pray a prayer of thankfulness for all my coworkers who I work directly with, and doing that before I ever see a person there completely changes my outlook on the people there. So that's what I'm doing. Even if it's a 15 to 30-second prayer, I'm going to pour out gratitude and choose gratitude.
I mean, a wise man did tell me it's really hard to be upset with the things that you're thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
I got that from Whitney Flockhart.
Well, yeah.
So I don't have that good of an answer. So my refresh daily is, it depends. If I wake up and I'm feeling good, it's usually quick prayer, Proverbs, and whatever the Bible verse of the day is to try to get something out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not a lot of effort there on my part, but there is dedication there.
Mm-hmm.
Days I'm not feeling it is get up and try to find worship music that is going to change my perspective, that is going to pull me out of whatever tailspin I may be in.
Yeah.
And it's not like I wake up and I'm in a bad mood. It's stuff weighing on me that I'm like, holy crap, like hitting the reset button of sleep did not get rid of this stress. I wake up and I'm like, crap, it's all here and it's all still coming down. So those are the hard days. And those days it's really easy to get mad at the wife, to get mad at the kids, like just get out of here, go to work, go to school. I work at home, so it's a little different. Everybody's in my office until they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So school breaks are hard because I still got to work. Those are the days I'm like, hey, you need to go next door. Next door's their grandmother, so you need to go next door. It's time to go. But no, when I can't consciously pray because of me, because I'm in the way, it's worship music to pull me out.
Do y'all ever feel fake praying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I've forced the words.
Okay.
And then, but I also trust that because in those moments when I feel fake, I remember my faith is not built on a feeling, but on the promises of God. So it's in those moments where I'm leaning, Lord, I don't feel like any of this is real right now, but I'm going to lean on your promises. And your promises say that you're true and that you're good, and that you have a plan for my good and your glory. So I'm just going to lean on that, and I'm going to trust you, even though I don't feel it.
So I lean on the understanding, right, that God knows your heart. And so and it happens a lot when I get called for like corporate prayer, like called out and like, hey, Tim, pray us out or something like that. It puts me on the spot. Oh, Jack don't like it either.
I'll keep that in mind.
I mean,
Davis.
it's an anxiety thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I avoid eye contact in certain situations now so that they don't call me out on it. Because it's stressful to me and it's anxiety. I'm going to say the wrong thing and affect someone the wrong way. And it's so much stress on me and I work in the background, right? And and I get into the self-doubt of these people don't care what I say. These people don't care who I am. But in those moments, I'm like, all right, God, I need your words now. I'm going to say whatever motorboat's out. And then I'm going to hit it with an amen. Right, and then we're gonna be good. But you know where it's here, so just get the rest of it out.
Yeah.
What about that prayer where you think you're really doing good and you don't hear nobody saying right? Oh no.
You're like, man, am I in the middle of a Southern Baptist
I
right now?
I need Syndi in my prayer circle because Syndi will
Like a Caitlin Desnoyer or something.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Come on.
Yep.
Yeah. What is a Bible verse you guys try to live by?
May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you, my rock and my redeemer. Proverbs 14:11. I don't remember where it is, but that's
Okay.
Proverbs be bussin'.
Yes.
I was about to hit you with a Proverbs 27. Proverbs 27. Please, Lord, I think it's 17. As iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens another man.
I want to know what the actual verse is. Hang on.
Somebody hit me with Proverbs 27, or yes,
I'm fixing to look.
24:17 or 27:14.
You've said like 3 different sets of numbers, Tim.
Proverbs 27:17.
What was the Bible verse? I did not come to bring peace, but a sword.
Is that in Revelations?
No, it's talking about
Old Testament, probably.
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult.
I was like, it's gonna go down.
Talking about coming to tear apart like brothers and families and.
Yep.
So my version is as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend, but it is Proverbs 27:17.
Okay, cool. I've been living that
Oh.
for a while now.
Did you get it right?
Psalms 19:14. I was close. It's
You
not
were
Proverbs, it was Psalms.
That's okay.
Yep. Let the words of my mouth, meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer.
Psalms is rough for me to read. Up and down and up, down.
Yeah.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. Like,
Right.
This is a song celebrating the joy of David. I'm dying.
Dude,
Right.
I kind of love David. Like, I feel like some days when I'm just like, yeah, let's go, David. And then the days that he's low, I'm like, I get it. I get it, man.
Yeah.
And you think, oh no, if it's in the consequences of my own actions.
Right. Oh, my son Absalom's trying to kill me.
I wonder why.
Right. I memorized that scripture, though, when I was younger because I had developed a very foul mouth.
Oh.
And every other word was a cuss word, and I was like, man, I need to. So I memorized that, and every time may the words of my mouth. But then as an adult, it's swapped from may the words of my mouth, and now it's more like may the meditation of my heart. Like,
Right.
let me think about myself the way you think about me. Let me
Okay.
think about the people around me the way you think about people. What I think about, I want to think about the things you think about. So it's really swapped from, as a kid, it was external, and as an adult and a more mature Christian, it's internal.
More like change the desires of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
It's come up twice today.
yeah. I did a little word study in Proverbs 27 specifically because I kept seeing verses in 27. I was like, these aren't put here around each other by accident.
Correct.
So right before iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens another man, it says a contentious woman is like trying to hold oil in one hand.
Or stop the wind.
Or stop the wind. And then it goes into as iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens another man. It's like, oh, that's easy. When your missus giving you trouble, go seek counsel with your friends. Like, go seek counsel with godly men.
Or bros before those other people.
Nope. We're not doing that. But later on, it says, hold on. Let's do it right. It says, you can put a foolish man in a mortar and pestle, and he will still not part from his foolishness.
What's a pet stool?
Pestle.
Pestle.
Mortar and
and
pestle.
pestle.
Oh,
Like the
sorry. I was like a pet stool. I
If you
thought
put a
maybe the
foolish-
dog walks up and you're like,
grind.
If you put a foolish man in a blender, you're going to get ground up dumbass.
yeah, that's accurate.
He hit me with that this morning. I was like, oh, my God. Yes.
That's true.
It is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So anyway, sorry. Proverbs 27 speaks to me sometimes, and it speaks loud.
You both have varying ages of children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, from like kindergartners to high schoolers.
First to high school.
First to high.
Yeah.
How have like the different stages of parenting affected you? And what's one piece of advice you could give to, say, a new parent like Cole?
Go for it.
I went first every time. You've had all this extra time to think about it.
You got to do right.
We'll start with the first part. What's it like, and how have each stage changed? For a lot of my kids' younger years, especially Ariana and Alex's, man, I was busy working. I wasn't as present. Rebecca did most of the work. My advice would be, man, make sure you're present, even for your wife in those moments, and even more so for your kids, because I think it's 881 Saturdays between birth and they're 18 years old is how many Saturdays you get. That's not, when you look at it like that, it's not very many. So be present, especially in the younger years. Those are the years where you're really establishing and helping them guide into the person that they're going to be. When they get older, their personhood's kind of already a well-trodden path. So you're less of directing them as a person and more counsel, support, and direction. It's not completely hands off, right?
Exactly.
There's still very much a hands on, but it's more like, hey, let's talk about what you've learned. Like, I'd rather hear your words and your thoughts and your actions, why you did the things. Explain this. I'd rather, at this point, I'm teaching them how to express themselves outwardly.
So more like not do it because that's what I say do,
Mm-hmm.
but tell me the reason why you did it like this.
I literally had a conversation with Ariana 2 nights ago. We were in the car, and it was, Ariana, what's going on? So Monday, she went to David's and had dinner with his family, and I was like, "What time are you gonna be home?" She's like, "They're saying they can bring me home around 9 o'clock." And my first reaction was, "That's kind of late. I want you to explain to me why you think that that's not late." And she said, "Well, Dad, he was over there on a Wednesday night, and you weren't able to get him home until after 9:45, and they trusted y'all with him here." And I was like, "All right, you got me there."
Yeah.
Right. You able to logically explain and step through it, right? And it's like, okay.
It's not like she caught you slipping either.
No, it was-
She explained it in a way that made sense to her
Yep.
and logically followed a path.
Right. So
That's
it's
nice.
it's fun watching them be like, and obviously Jack and Tim, y'all aren't there yet completely with, especially high schoolers. It's been way more entertaining becoming support / encourager, right, instead of dictator when
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
younger.
Instead of like main provider, you're kind of like transitioning into
Yeah.
Cheerleader.
Yeah. It's It's way more rewarding than I thought it would be. I thought it would be way more stressful than it is, and it's not. But again, I think that has a lot to do with the fact that we started with them younger, right? Because we developed the personhood into a way that is healthy, it makes this stage easier. So, man, I feel like I rambled on there.
What about advice?
Absolutely not.
Advice: be consistent.
Ooh.
If you say you're going to do something, do it.
Yep.
If you're starting a new regiment, new something you want to do, stick to it. Your kids learn consistency through your consistency. Be consistent.
Yep.
Oh, that explains so much.
I can say that because today I came in from the gym, and I come in after they wake up,
Mm-hmm.
and Tim's like, "Daddy, you back from the gym?" "Yep." "Why are you going to the gym?" "Because I'm supposed to." And that's an acceptable answer.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, because that's where I am. It's what I got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he understands that.
Yeah.
It's like we started a new regimen with both of them. Every day they get home now, they have to go pick a book. They have to read to each other. And one has to listen to the other. Like they're not allowed any screen time, snacks, or anything before that happens. That happens first. Then we can do whatever. Then we work. That's not even homework. That is, you come home and you read to each other. After you read to each other, we do the rest of the day.
Oof.
Oh, they are fighting me tooth and nail.
I was about to say, one of the things we always have to tell our kids is, you won't always have your mother and I, but you'll have your siblings. Yep. Remember, you're on a team. You're on the same team. Yep. So assume the best in each other. Don't assume the worst.
Yeah.
But that's an ongoing active
battle.
Yeah, battle.
That's a battle.
See, both me and my wife are only children. We have no idea how to raise siblings.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until a couple months ago. Actually.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah,
you know, we're both only. I'm an only sibling as well, or an only child as well.
That explains a lot.
They both said it. Yeah. When they both said it, I went, "Oh, that makes sense."
I mean, it's funny because we told Ariana something very similar. We was like, me and your mother do not know what it's like to be the firstborn.
Oh.
I was like, Ariana, you have the most experience in this house of what it's like to be the firstborn.
The oldest.
Be the oldest.
Yep.
I was like, I don't know.
You're the baby.
I was the baby. So was Rebecca. So.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Yep.
So Jen was the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
Is the oldest. I technically am not the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
You are the oldest, let's be real.
Well, no. So technically I'm not the oldest. I have an older half-sister by 5 years who did her best to mess us up.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were a few years where she was loving. I don't remember them. I remember being thrown out a window, brother shoved in a dryer, sister tied up with an extension cord. That's what I remember. But I had to do a lot with the two directly under me, John and Bailey.
You played the big brother.
And that's not normal, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Again, no siblings.
With 4 siblings, that's not normal. That's not normal behavior. There's issues.
I mean, I had an uncle that was 4 years older than me, and I remember him kneeing me in the chest, and we invented a game called shin kicking.
Okay, so that's
I lost for days on end.
So that's different. My brother and I had an ongoing war. Yeah. We're 16 months apart. You've seen him here.
You've heard about the mattresses and the bed frames.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. That was when we were like 8.
Oof.
Like 14, 15. We would get cheap shots in, and wherever we could, punched in the back of the head, just randomly sitting at the dinner table. No one else is looking. I'll get punched in the back of the head, and I can't react because if I yell, I'm in trouble. If I start fighting him, I'm in trouble.
Man.
Right. One good time, he got me. I can't even remember what he did. But I planned for weeks on how I was going to go. I was his best friend. I did everything he needed. I was right there with him. Finally, we're out in the yard. Right?
Oh, no.
And I got a rope. I've got a slip knot in this rope. I go, hey, John, I don't know if I made this right. And he's looking at it. And so, when I made the slip knot, I put a couple extra twirls in it and made it look weird. He's like, I don't know. I was like,
no. A couple extra twirls in a slip knot.
Yeah.
Is a noose.
No. like ran it around the actual loop and stuff. And and I was like, I need you to step in it. I was like, why? I was like, so I can pull it and see if it works. And he looked at me like questioning the last 2 weeks of his life, going, did he really soft play me for 2 weeks to get me to put my foot in this rope?
No.
Right. And he goes, and he made that decision. He's like, no, he's not that smart. Like,
Wow.
this is what he told me later. He's like, I didn't think he's that smart.
Wow.
As soon as he put his foot in there, the grin, ear to ear, has hit my face. And I look up, and he goes, the oh no has hit his. And I yank it. And he goes, oh. Like, he's like, that's all he's going to do. And I turn around, put the rope on my shoulder, and drag him across the yard. Drag him through the septic area. Oh yeah, no.
Dad.
I realized after dragging him for about a minute that I had to drag him long enough that he didn't want to get up, because then we'd have to fight.
Oh.
So I'm like, I'm going till I got no gas. And so I drug him, spun him, rolled him, threw him around for a good 4.5, 5 minutes before he was like out of breath from being on the ground. And when I heard he was out of breath being on the ground, I was like, cool. And I just kept running. I dropped the rope and just kept going.
So how does that transfer into how we parent our kids?
Right.
Don't
So
do that.
Don't do that.
don't encourage that action. No. So it's changed. Parenting has changed me, especially the stages I'm in. I've got a first grader and a third grader. Right now with Tim, the third grader, I am watching him explore different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, what am I attracted to right now? Like, he learned to snap in 2 days, and he had to tell everybody he learned to snap in 2 days. And then like when he does a lot of mimicking to see what he likes. At the band concert, I started whistling along. He started whistling with me. Like he's at the stage where he's soaking everything in, trying to find out who he is. And I'm trying to encourage him to do whatever makes him happy. And right now, like, I get it. Like, a lot of people are down about video games. Video games are a way of life for at least
most of us.
for the four of us. I mean, Jesse and I spent years in the same video game.
I mean, don't let your kid play GTA 5 or whatever.
Right. No,
Right,
no.
but we've hit a point with us being adults, we've hit a point where video games are able to be consumed by children in healthy ways.
Yeah.
There's enough educational ones that you can't tell me, well, they shouldn't play video games. No, we've made enough resources that it's okay. Don't let them play it for 8 hours.
So I'm not even talking like educational video games. I'm talking like boy gets on Minecraft. And he goes in creative mode.
Good.
And he does and he's so proud of whatever he makes. He's like, oh, look, watch me do this. This is awesome. I saw Syndi do this, or I saw somebody do this. And he would build something. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Like,
right.
I'll encourage that.
Right.
And then that's what I was getting at with personhood, right?
Yeah.
How you react to that, and the fact that he's mimicking everything around him. So how you react is how he's going to learn to react.
Oh, yeah, because I can tell you the stark comparison of growing up where I was proud of something and I would bring it to my father, and if it wasn't one of his interests, there was no care.
Mm-hmm.
You're just squashed, defeated.
Just squashed, defeated, and would kill that dream for me. And then here's the flip side. I played football. My dad wanted me to play football. I did well at football. I moved schools, quit playing football. He punished me. So, but now looking back, I understood his reasoning. I disagree with his method. I understood what he was trying to teach me. He did not teach me that in the moment. It wasn't until I was an adult when I went back, well, you used the wrong equation, right? Like you're trying to get this answer, use the wrong equation. It was never going to work with me.
Right.
That action would have worked with my brother because of the way my brother is. Like, oh, I did this, I got treated this way, maybe I should go back to this.
No, that's
I
not
do
what
this and you treat me this way. Oh, I go like a rock. I'm stubborn.
Right.
Like, I never played football for any school again.
I didn't even know you'd played football.
Right. Well, we were at my alma mater where I played football tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did not know
Ninth
that.
grade at Mumford.
Yep.
I played football for one practice.
Nice.
And I'm like, hey, y'all get some air conditioning on the field? Call me.
Right.
So I did summer training 9th grade football, summer training for 10th grade. First day of 10th grade, they moved me to Brighton. I stopped playing football.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You didn't want to, cheat on Mumford.
I really didn't.
Mhm.
And actually, my class ring has a cardinal on one side and a cougar on the other, and it's got the separate colors.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a question for just Jesse.
Oh,
So
Oh, yours is coming up.
No, hold on. If you didn't see it, we were like, no prep. We want to hit this question raw. And then Jesse's like, Tim goes first. This is a question just for Jesse.
all right.
So this is a question about, because you've given me the tip of the iceberg on it. We've never fully fleshed it out. You moved to Georgia
Mm-hmm.
because you felt like you were called to.
Yep.
So can you kind of tell us a story about that? Give me maybe, how did you know it was God?
Okay.
Maybe?
So
The state, not the country.
correct. So to back up before the move, probably 2 years before the move, I felt very clear. I forget what I was listening to some Bible study at that point consistently. The same guy, I can't remember what it was, but I felt clear in my spirit. Lord was like, "Hey, you're gonna move away for a few years." So I knew, I was anticipating it. I even told my pastor at the time, Pastor Jim Purdue, I was like, "Hey, I don't know what. I just feel the Lord's gonna call us away. I don't know. It's not now, but He has revealed that to me." And he was like, "Oh, that," and I kind of explained how I got there. And he's like, "Man, it makes sense. It sounds right. Just be faithful." And then so some time went on, and then Pastor Jim announced from the stage. It was I think right before Thanksgiving, nearly 10 years ago. Hey, I've been called home to my home church where I was saved. I've accepted a role as pastor, and immediately in the moment, the Lord was like, "That's where you're going. That's where I want you to go." And I'm confident with it. I'm good. And then I get in the car to go home, and Rebecca's like, "I feel like we're supposed to go to Georgia," without me prompting her.
Oh, wow.
It was, "Hey, I think this is what we're supposed to do." I was like, "Oh, thank you for confirming what the Holy Spirit told me."
This would have been like a goosebump.
Right. It was like, it's like, all right. So, clear as day, felt like I was supposed to go down there. I started Bible school while I was down there. Got through some Liberty Online. But prior to moving, there was a period where I went down to find a job, couldn't find a job. Mm-hmm. So then came back home. Still tried to find a job from up here, couldn't find anything. And then so in the interim, I got a job here before we moved. So it was actually a little over a year between the clear call of God to go and before we were able to get there. But we knew even the day that we left to go down there, even a year later, we still were 100% confident that that's where God wanted us in that moment. So God made us wait to prove that it was Him calling us and not just our desire in the moment.
Okay.
So I think God protected us a little bit, so that way it was revealed that it's His will, not ours. Go down there. I was under the impression that the Lord was wanting me to go to school, finish school, go straight into ministry. In reality, what God was doing, God was preparing me and Rebecca's relationship to grow to the next level, because we moved from a situation where we had both parents. We were surrounded by friends. We always had other people to rely on, and we went to a situation where there was no one else but each other. And so we learned to depend on each other. We learned to lean into one another and to appreciate one another in a way that we never would have if we had stayed. So stayed down there for I think almost 5 years, or maybe a little over 5 years.
That sounds right. You moved back to Millington, I think the year that me and Gil got married, and that was 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep. It was the very end of 2018 we came back. We moved the day after Christmas. No, we decided to move back because of Rebecca's parents' health was declining, and we felt like it was the time. We no longer felt called to the area. So what I'll say is we were called down there because I felt the call in the ministry, and I still do. Even today, I still do. But God was preparing me and Rebecca to be closer to one another than we ever would have been if we stayed. So I think that's the reason we ended up in Georgia.
Thank you. That was a good story. I liked that.
My turn.
All right, Tim.
Heard him.
Your question. How does it make you feel
Horrible.
that your wife had to get a degree in special education to deal with your autism?
That is funny. I will tell you that it took my wife going through a
Wait,
lot
is
of
that
this
why she
training.
got the degree?
Hold on.
Okay.
So my wife is a behavioral technician right now. She is in school to be a BCABA, which is a
lot of letters.
Yeah, it's a bachelor level of behavioral analyst.
Okay.
It's the assistant behavioral analyst. Board certified BCABA. Yeah, board certified assistant behavior analyst. That's what it is. BCABA. She works with clients who have special needs, mainly autism. And
She was prepped by living with
oh
one.
my gosh. She's had 13 years of living with me, who was told growing up that it wasn't behavioral issues, just needed a good whooping.
Oh,
And-
no.
oh yeah. Yeah. That my quirks weren't quirks. I was just weird, and I need to keep that shut.
Gonna whoop that tism right out of you.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love it because it's great that it's happening now, because I was in unconscious denial of neurodiversity and it being me being it. Now I am medicated ADHD, which is great. I open up when things bother me, specifically to my wife and my close friends. Like I no longer push it down and wait for it to eat me away. I address it really quickly. Where if can confirm here at this table, Tim hadn't ever done that. When something is said and it bothers me, I tell it. I say it. I'm like, hey, this isn't right, and I've evaluated my feelings on the matter, and I think we need to have a talk about this. So yeah, no, it's great now. It kind of sucks sometimes when it's like she uses all of her gas at work, and then she gets home, and I'm having an episode of being stubborn and not listening, and because I've been overstimulated, and she's like, can't you just do this? I'm like, no. like you know why I can't do this. You work with people like this.
So does she ever use some of her Jedi mind tricks on you?
Yes, and I've started to catch on. So yeah, no, I've noticed that she uses some behavioral techniques with me.
Spray you with a water bottle when you act up.
That is not what they do. No.
Y'all do the calming techniques?
She's tried.
Oh, okay.
But I recognize manipulation and change in behavior because of my
Yep. Your brain. Yeah.
It was I walked up to Jesse, or no, it was Cody. It was Cody Sunday. He was standing at the soundboard, and I was like, hey, what's up, man? And he didn't respond the way that my brain recognizes the pattern of Cody responding. And I looked at him and I go, tell me what's wrong. And then we had a talk about what was bothering him. I was like, and I then apologized. I was like, I'm sorry, my brain picks up on these things. Like, I know you're upset, and I don't know what to do but to ask.
Right.
It literally feels like a disturbance in the force.
Yeah.
Like, something ain't right here.
Yeah, I've done it to Jesse. I've done it to Syndi. I've done it to Jack.
You did it to me Sunday.
Yes, I did it to a couple people Sunday. When I am healthy, when I am operating correctly, I can help people. And I actually gear towards helping people.
Yes, you do.
That's why I'm going to school to be a therapist.
The problem is when you're unhealthy, you wield it as a weapon.
Not
right.
anymore.
Well, no, not. I didn't mean you. I meant unhealthy for a long period of time, never addressed, never evaluated. That is a weapon you would use.
It's a manipulation. Yeah,
Correct.
I would use it to manipulate.
Yeah.
I would evaluate. I would evaluate conversations before they happen on percentiles of what the response was going to be and gear it towards my goals.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot going on upstairs. Like,
Yeah. So unmedicated, my brain is like driving in India.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this what people hanging on to the car at the same time?
No, the traffic going both ways. It doesn't matter about lanes, cows crossing, like the whole 9 yards. With medicine, I've broke it down to like a 4-lane highway.
Okay.
So like there's set traffic laws and people are going the right way. So it's great.
Okay.
Unhealthy. It's bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
so like, even right now, I'm evaluating how much longer this is going to go, how many questions are going to go on,
Yeah.
who's going to end on it, like, and there's about 3 options, like, and it's all going on, and I already have a feeling about the questions, and I already have a feeling about the answers for everybody for those 3 questions. So there's like 21 different scenarios going on in my head.
Right. So this is why when y'all asked me, do you want a list of the questions? No. Because I would have scripted responses.
Right.
So
Whereas me, on the
didn't
other
even
hand,
ask you said
me
like
on
flat
the-
out you don't want to know.
yes and no.
That is what you said. Yeah.
Because I react better when I don't have too much time to think about it. But I would have given you a better answer.
Also the reason I'm making you answer first.
Correct. Yeah.
But I liked your answers.
Thank you.
I would want to know the questions beforehand because I have trust issues.
Yeah.
That comes with the lack of confidence that I have.
Oh, I relinquish trust to you. So that's where y'all have hit that circle.
Right.
Of, I don't know, I trust y'all.
Right.
Like, I'd leave my kids with you and disappear if I had to.
You have.
No,
He didn't disappear.
I didn't disappear.
He did leave the kids with you, though.
I was gonna say you have left your children with me.
Yeah. Oh, and you took care of my kids when I was up at my parents' house during the ice storm. Like,
Mhm.
you took care of my parents and my in-laws and my kids.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got a question for both y'all, and because Jesse is feeling targeted, we're gonna ask Tim first. So you have no plans, which I know we're gonna pretend.
Right.
No plans. Jen doesn't need you to do anything. The kids don't have anything. You're not expected to be anywhere.
Okay.
No work, anything. Okay.
All right.
The only caveats are no audiobook, no computer, but it's a Tim Yes Day. Sky's the limit.
I'm guessing by no computer we mean no Netflix, no Hulu, no
Yes.
no videos.
No video games, yes. Because
Okay.
let's be honest, audiobooks and video games and Netflix are Tim's daily life.
Well,
or part of it at least.
Not all the time.
You probably go through
I got a
spurts.
question. So one of my hobbies is 3D printing.
Okay.
Am I allowed to do that?
No.
Well, so here it is. It's 5 minutes, and then my machines run for 9 to 10 hours.
No, because it's work.
It's not work. No. Right, like I printed 3 things yesterday that are all for me
Okay. Well,
because it's I'm out of.
But
the
again, it's like
selling-
Yes.
it's like you just said though. That's what, maybe an hour of actual
No.
work for you.
Me,
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Okay,
So there's
so-
5 minutes. You still got
So I'm
23
gonna
hours
set my
and
3D printers up.
If you want to, yes, I will let you. If you want to go in and look for new designs and
Yes.
stuff like that, yes, you can do that. I will give you that.
What are you doing on your Sabbath?
Oh, on my Sabbath.
Yes,
That's
where you
audiobooks.
rest.
That is audiobooks. That is maybe sitting outside in front of the fire. Like I love just chilling in front of a fire. I rediscovered a little bit of fun last week when somebody brought over an air rifle, and we sat there and dusted a couple cans and paper target, break action single shot air rifle, but it was fun and it was like little kid joy, right? It was really fun because like we started and we had a lawn chair with a pallet laying up against it as a brace. After about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of this, and it's cold outside, like finger cold. Like my fingers are cold. Like I don't have gloves on. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'll walk to the house. And I'm like, I'm an adult with adult things. I grab a real chair, a table, and 2 shooting bags, sandbags to put on the table to brace the gun so we can sight it in the right way. And it changed everything because we went from all over the target. And I was like, I wonder if it's sighted in and just dust the bottle I was sitting. I was like, I think it's good.
Nice.
So, that kind of thing. Just chill. I mean, that's my yes day is either that where I'm around the house and I'm just relaxing in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Or the opposite, where I'm like, hey, let's get a group of people together. Let's go throw axes. Let's go to an escape room. Let's go be together doing something let's go to a rage room, right? Like, do something we don't
10 out of
normally
10 would
do.
recommend.
Right. Like, day after Thanksgiving, when all of us guys went to the gun range, that refilled me in an insane way. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm one of the ones that shot the least. And I was absolutely, Mark shot the absolute least. But I was 100%.
Your son, your brother, Jesus Christ, your father-in-law.
Don't say that. It was Mark. It wasn't Jesus. It was the disciple.
I think he's seen Jesus a couple times.
Right? Oh, yeah, no, he's had like 3 heart attacks.
He probably saw Jesus when he shot that gun.
No, he didn't shoot it. It was when Jack shot that gun.
shot the gun. No, but I got to step into the role of educator and help people out.
That would be me.
Oh, it was you. It was Gil. It was Mark.
Help me out with mine a little bit.
Yeah, he had a malfunction that I cleared.
He's like, man, it's not working. Here, let me try to say.
No, he goes, I don't think this mag is okay. I was like, let me see the mag. Pow, and run through the mag. And I'm like, mag's good. It's a feed ramp. And it's the spacing and But anyway, guns are one of my hobbies. As we discussed, the first episode of Cutscene Conversations, audio only, and never talked about again until our Thanksgiving episode.
That's true.
Of season 3.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
You're welcome.
Oh, no. We can do a full gun breakdown episode. I don't care. Like, we'll do it.
Did you hear that, country?
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
It goes. It comes and goes.
Merca.
But like I said, it's either I'm solo and I am just relaxing, or I am surrounded by my people and we're doing something. Surrounded by my people and just watching a movie or TV or something, I get bored.
That's fair.
I'm like, this time can be better spent.
Oh my gosh, I have an ADHD question.
Cool.
Sorry. So
I got about 60 of them right now.
you get bored when you watch TV.
By itself. Yeah.
I may be putting the pieces together. If you're watching something and you're not actively doing something else, will you go to sleep watching TV?
No, get up and walk away.
Okay.
I can't go to sleep watching TV.
I fall asleep. Theaters, somewhere you should be actively engaged in what you're doing. I always fall asleep in the theater.
I get in
fall
trouble
asleep
for,
around strangers.
I can't do that.
Well, no, like I will get Gil, and he gets so mad because I'll get the first 30 minutes of a movie and I'll get the last 30 minutes.
In a theater?
Yes.
No. I fell asleep in one theater for one movie, and I've yet to finish this movie. It was Master and Commander. It was 3 a.m., and I was coming off of being drunk.
Oh wow.
And I slept
So maybe
through
it's not
every
an
part
ADHD
that wasn't a boat
It's
fight.
just a me thing.
And I woke up every time there was a boat fight.
You don't have worries that they have. Therefore, you relax in situations. Therefore, they wouldn't relax in.
I think I fell asleep in one movie theater it was because I was up for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
Like literally.
So drunk and sleepy. Got it.
I've fallen asleep in the
Exhausted.
barber's chair before.
What?
In a what?
In a barber's chair, I've fallen
No.
asleep before.
Dude, I almost fell asleep getting my tattoo.
Yeah, okay. So my first tattoo, like on my back, I was leaned over like, this actually is pretty calming.
Yeah.
Like,
Then he hit my
somebody's
bone, and I was done. I was awake.
in a barber's chair.
Yeah. Same thing, right? Where it's just, and
Like
I've been
hot
working
lather.
12-hour shifts. I was just exhausted, needed a haircut. Just went and sat in the chair. I was like, hey, I even warned him. I said, I'm exhausted. I'm just going to do your thing. Do the same thing you did last time. It was the same person I'd seen. It was just,
And for me, it's being cared for.
yeah.
Like the hot lather, the shave, like
I got my best sleep, like, in these random places like y'all are talking. Getting on the airplane and waiting for the engines to fire up. I always ask for a window seat so I could lean my head against the. I always sat over the engines. Nobody likes sitting there. I always sat on the window seat, which people would prefer aisle. So I always had my preferred seat.
Really?
Oh yeah. Most people prefer aisle seats because you get extra leg room.
Yeah, you can put your leg out now.
Yeah.
I won't be the first one to go if something happens.
Well,
I don't want to see the horrors. Like,
Well, so I enjoy the window. I like getting to see outside because at the end of the day,
that I don't care about.
at the end of the
I
day,
cared about leaning my head against. Plus, I don't know if you know this. If you get the right window seat, you got elbow room
that's true.
over here. It's great. You've never been on a plane.
I've been on a plane that hadn't loaded.
Right, yeah. So I would lean my head. This is how bad it got. Taking off in Memphis, 6 a.m. So I've been up there since like 4.
Mm-hmm.
I lean my head against the side of the plane. I have my noise cancellation headphones on so I don't hear people. I still feel the drone of the engines.
Right.
I fall asleep before takeoff.
Wow.
I don't wake up until landing.
Wow.
When our brakes hit and it jerks you forward, that's when I wake up.
No Dramamine.
Oh, I don't get motion sickness.
Okay.
Me neither. I don't need it either.
I've been on cruise ships. I've been on airplane. I've been on over 40 flights.
Probably in 1 year, honestly.
Yeah, no. Most of those happened. Like, yeah, it was 2019, and I did like 44 flights, and then 2020 I did 4. But
COVID.
Yeah.
Bro, my first time on a plane, I'm gonna look out the window like a dog that ain't never been nowhere.
Yeah.
I still do that every flight.
We going to the park?
Every flight. All right, you've had time.
I have had time.
And now it's a two-parter question now because Jack hit us with the second part. So, Jesse's yes day, and what does Jesse do on a Sabbath? Because if y'all don't know, Jesse earlier this year had gotten more serious about taking Sabbath.
Yeah,
So-
we did it twice really good.
Okay.
No.
It's a lot more work than you realize.
You've done it really good as far as the communication aspect, really well. When you take your Sabbath, I can't hit you with a text. I can't get you on the phone.
Yeah, we definitely disconnect on it, but we don't do the full one like we should. It's a lot more work. So a true Sabbath for me, I'll start with that one because it's easier I think for me. Is one disconnect, right? Disconnect from social media, from your phone. Just put it away. Be present.
Do y'all use your devices at all?
I mean, yeah, we will. We just
Like computer,
yeah,
video
we'll
games,
play
stuff like
video
that, y'all
games.
do?
Yeah, we'll do all that. We'll play video games and you just disconnect from the outside world. Try not to go grocery shopping. You don't need to go spend money. Like just be thankful in the moment for the things that you already have.
Okay.
Right? This is where it gets difficult. You don't do chores.
Ooh. Even if it needs to be done.
Even if it needs to be done. One that's saying, Lord, you've commanded me to rest, and I take this commandment more seriously than I do the worry I have for that chore.
Can I ask a question?
No, it is not your episode to ask questions.
Well, no, I'm asking a question about Sabbath.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead.
Thank you, Cindy.
Jennifer enjoys cutting the yard. We'll cut it even if it doesn't need it fully cut.
Right, then
I think that's a self-care thing, though.
Then that would be valid to do on a Sabbath.
Okay.
Yes, I would say yes. If it, in the end, outside of all the don'ts, right, the do's.
You can be intimate on a Sabbath, and that's
yes,
work.
yeah, that's encouraged, right? The main thing for the do's are what recharges your soul, what's bringing back in, right? So if getting on the lawnmower and just cutting grass and just being there and relaxing, then do it. If going for a walk makes you feel good, go for a walk. If chilling out and reading a book makes you read the book. If watching all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies does it for you, then watch all 3 of the movies. It's about slowing down and resting. And
Sabbath was only one day.
It is.
How do you watch all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies?
You can't watch the extended versions. It has to be the theatrical release.
I mean, do the extended versions?
It's not over 24 hours.
No, I thought it was like
It's 12-ish,
12-ish.
yeah.
not counting the Hobbits.
I've
just the
never
first.
seen all the way through any of those movies.
So I
That
was
is the one movie I fell asleep in at the theater. And I fall asleep.
Fellowship of the Ring.
I don't even know which one it is. Every time my wife wants to watch one, I fall asleep.
If you're gonna fall asleep in any Lord of the Ring movie, it's the Two Towers.
Yeah.
So I will say this, unpopular opinion. I enjoyed, I think, the Hobbit movies more. Like, I loved Aragorn and I love Legolas. But it's like, dude.
They strayed
he
too far from the
frustrates
source material.
Legolas.
Yep.
The whole third Legolas was never in.
Legolas.
Yeah,
Legolas.
Not leg loss.
Legolas was never in the original Hobbit story.
He was never in the story. He
I
was
had a
added
problem
for the
with how
movie.
she
The
said
Okay.
Hobbit, the
No,
Hobbit is this
I-
big.
That's not.
Well,
Okay.
not
What
like
I was
the
saying
Smelian.
is the thing about the original three
Okay.
that I enjoyed is Legolas and Aragorn.
Orlando Bloom and Vigo Van Mortensen.
Mortensen?
Yeah.
The one that broke his foot when he kicked
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
helmet.
And he was like, ah, and it was real. Yeah.
Oh, and the dwarf. I loved the dwarf. The supporting characters. I loved the supporting
They were not
characters.
supporting.
It's the Fellowship of the Ring. There's 9 of them, and they are the main characters.
They're all the main
I
characters.
did not like the Hobbits then. I didn't like the Hobbits.
Samwise Gamgee?
Samwise I liked. I did
Racist?
not. No. I liked Samwise. I didn't like
Halflings.
Frodo. Frodo annoyed
Yeah, you weren't
piss out
supposed to
of me.
like Frodo.
Oh well.
He was snotty.
Yeah, like you weren't. He wasn't.
But you got to
written in
remember,
a
he
way-
was. Well, and here's one thing that they didn't do a good job of explaining in the movie.
Oh,
How
sweet
old was
Lord.
he?
He was much more older than the other 3 hobbits.
Yes.
They were children compared to him.
Okay.
So
You're
whereas
talking
they
about a
were more
40-year-old
lighthearted and fun, and he was like he was already counting his silverware, like make sure it's put upright every night.
Like, so you think of a 40-year-old taking 3 15-year-olds with him. That was
got
what
it.
that was supposed to be.
2 days later.
So whatever recharges your soul is the main goal of the do's in terms of Sabbath. On the do nots, it's because you're saying to the Lord that you're thankful for the things He already has, and you don't need more. I don't need more. You're enough. I don't need to do more. You've already done enough. Now, part of what makes the difficult side of that is, like we were talking about, well, what about the chores that need to get done? Well, that means you have 6 days to get those chores done.
Oh, yeah.
That means you plan accordingly.
Yeah.
Well, what about grocery shopping that needs to happen? You have 6 days to do that.
Yeah.
So you aim into the Sabbath for rest, right? You can. It's like, Lord, I know the day's coming. I know the rest is coming. I'm just going to do this work now, and I know the rest is coming. And then you come out of it, recharged, rejuvenated, with more energy, and you're able to move into the week. So it's an ebb and flow. The Lord knew we would need rest. And that's why He commanded us to take a day of rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, He didn't need rest. He didn't need it. He's God. He didn't need to rest. He did that.
Day was on God's rest.
Correct.
Day,
Yep.
where He ended in rest.
Correct.
He started in rest.
That was from humility.
Yes.
So that's a
Don't
book.
read that on Sabbath.
No,
That's
no.
work. That's work.
So,
Haven't
but
read
yeah,
that one yet.
dues,
No,
recharge your
that
souls.
Was in, sit, walk, stand.
Yeah, it was sit, walk, stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, Sabbath dues that recharge your soul, go for it. Don'ts are you don't need more. God's already provided enough.
So no
that's-
hustle.
Yeah, no hustle. You're not trying to. You're not. The way I've
You're
heard
not
it
trying to
said was,
gain.
yes, you're not trying to produce anything.
But like, say if
So you guys
My-
could theoretically go to the gym. I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
Man, did you see the beginning of her sentence interrupt the middle of his? Did I say that wrong? The middle of your sentence interrupt the beginning of hers.
Look, I'm doing my best
My
not
bad.
to touch this
Go
mic
ahead.
right now because Tim keeps making fun
Go
of me over
ahead.
there.
Oh my God.
He was like-
y'all didn't see it. I was like, ah.
So I have to
And
fidget.
then I
It's
was
like, when,
ooh.
Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Where were you?
he don't
I
remember.
hate it when I do that.
so, okay, so if with my neurodivergency, like cleaning things and putting like a clean desk really like helps me out. That's going to translate really well onto the audio.
I thought it, but you said it.
But like cleaning my desk really like helps me.
Centers you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But is that a chore? Is that? It's not something that I dread doing.
Do you
or-
feel like it's a chore? Or is it something that you look forward to when you see it? You're like, I'm going to clean my desk. It'll make me feel good.
What if it's both?
both.
So here's the thing. Is I'm similar.
Mm-hmm.
A organized. So here's the problem with being autistic and ADHD. ADHD, random scattered things of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Autism loves piles. You end up with piles of randomly scattered paper. So when you go, so for me,
Mm-hmm.
similar for Jack. If you didn't know, Jack and I have similar brains,
That's why they're sitting over there.
right?
It's because they'd kill people with Avada
Organization
Kedavra.
Has a when you say I'm going to organize my desk, it is as quick as you can, as
Mhm.
efficiently as you can, and everything has to be in the right place.
Yeah, there's only one way to do it.
Yeah. It is a task complete.
Mhm.
That task complete is a fulfillment.
Okay.
The everything where it's supposed to be, like, just is that Coke can going into the hole, like,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
perfect
So
satisfaction.
let me ask this question then. Would you feel that way if you walked by the sink that was full of dishes?
It depends on the day. So here's the thing: the motivation is different.
Okay.
The other day, I angrily washed my dishes.
See, then that would be breaking Sabbath. But again, in the end,
But it soothed me.
okay.
So I was angry, not at the dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Put music in. My body needed to do something. So
Mhm.
I went and put up the clean dishes, washed the dirty dishes, started cleaning the living room, started cleaning the kitchen, and felt better afterwards.
Just don't do that on a Sabbath.
Okay.
Well,
Don't
here,
do that.
well, in the end, we can break it all down,
Right.
and here's what I trust is I'm going to do the things that I want to do on the Sabbath, and I
Ooh.
trust that the Holy Spirit guides me if I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing on the
Right, so
Sabbath.
I know we've been stuck on the Sabbath for a minute. What happens if you're in a bad mood on the Sabbath?
Then you're still resting.
You just rest in your angry pants?
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, we it's one of the promises of God, right? We trust that, Lord, I'm giving this day to you as a day of rest because it is a way of worshiping God in that moment. Saying, I'm resting intentionally because you called me to. It is a form of worship. And like I said, it's hard to stay mad at something you're grateful for.
So, and Pastor Ty made a really good point that I'm just like connecting the dots with what you're talking about now on Sunday. He was talking about how happiness is a fleeting feeling and joy is, I'm going to totally butcher this. I heard
You're going right.
I
'cause
heard-
it hit.
joy is a constant. Joy is from God. Joy is not something that I can like, I'm trying to think about how to word this.
Happiness is a
fleeting-
feeling.
Right?
Joy is a being.
A being. Oh,
So
you took notes too? Oh, I
Oh,
have
she
notes.
had to. She was sitting by me. She copied my notes.
I was just
So
making sure
anytime
I
I
got
took-
this
Here-
right.
here's the quote. Joy is different from happiness. Happiness is based on happenings.
Happenings.
You don't feel joyful. You are joyful.
Joyful is something
is-
that I am. It is
Yeah.
gained by living Christ-filled life.
Yeah.
all right, so
So I guess
want to
the-
hit y'all with this.
So I guess the thing is, yes, you can be angry, but that's a feeling that
Correct.
you're allowed to feel, but it's not true because you get joy and gratitude from God, and those are like our foundational.
Those are the promises.
So-
Yeah, those are promises.
Nobody ever says, I have happiness. They say, I have joy.
That's true.
Joy
Have.
down
Deep
in my heart.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you have joy. You don't have happiness. You experience happiness,
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
right? So
You don't have anger. You experience anger.
Uh,
You don't have anger. No.
you can have anger.
Anger is a feeling.
Anger is a sense of being too.
I got notes on this one too.
But
You,
anyway,
you can be angry at something, but you can have anger for something.
yes.
Yes.
That's-
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
someone can squash your happiness,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
but they have to take your joy.
No, you give them your joy.
Right. It's a possessive thing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness is
Well,
fleeting in
it's
the aspect
because
that
it's-
it changes.
Well, it's because happiness is based on happenings. what's happening around you depends on whether or not you can be happy.
That makes sense. It's
Happiness is circumstantial.
Yeah.
Oh, big time, yeah.
happiness is like external, and then
And it's
joy is
only external.
Yep.
What does your yes day look like, Jesse?
As far as yes day, as far as doing what I would want to do, an ideal day is either resting and kind of chilling out and just relaxing around the house, reading some,
Acting all cool.
playing. For me, it'd be playing video games because that realistically would be where I would land. But if I was going to be doing something social, I'd rather go serve someone, go do something for someone, but not lead it. I'd want to show up and somebody say, "Hey, here's what we need done. Here's how we want it done. Can you do it?" And just go do the thing, right? And not
can confirm with Jesse is like if Jesse wants to help when you tell him what to do.
yeah.
He doesn't want to show up and run the show. I am the other way. I am.
Well, we
Give
all
me a
know, honey.
Give me a task. Well, they don't know yet.
You're welcome.
Give me a task. Exactly. You're welcome. For specifically the two people on that side of the table. When I show up, y'all don't guess who's got the plan. You know who has the plan.
Yeah, we normally have a good idea.
Yeah.
Enter player 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So and like, but leading that, it's because I'm in situations with work and with family where I do have to make those decisions. I do have to come up with a plan. For me, when I go out and serve someone and I don't have to do that, it's relaxing. There's no
fair.
pressure in that moment. I just show up and, oh, you need me to go move those flower pots from over there to over there? All right, got it. And just go do it. It's just, part of that I think is because I did construction for so long and I worked physically with my hands to provide for my family. And I'm in a situation where I don't do that anymore. I think there's a little bit of that tied to it somehow, probably subconsciously, that I feel the worth from doing something. So, yeah.
All right. Next question.
I was gonna say I have more if you're out.
No, I have one more.
Okay, let's do it.
A good morning routine for me is essential to start the day off right. What's a typical morning look like for you? Are there any non-negotiables, like things that you have to do or the day is wrecked? You literally want to climb back in bed and start it
Go
over.
ahead.
Doesn't matter. I'm good for this one too.
Okay, cool. Well,
And third part of the question,
I was going to answer where it was.
anything that you want to add to your morning routine or that you've taken away on purpose?
I like that.
Okay. So 1, what is our morning routine? 2, what is a non-negotiable? 3, what would we take away?
Or add.
Or add.
Okay. So 1, morning routine, it depends on the day right now. Every other day, it's 5:30 gym. Get home, take a shower, hang out with wife until she goes to work, then start work. The other days, it's wake up later, which has been nice. Hang out with kids and wife until school and work. Then Jack comes over. We do a little, either we go do a 5K or we hang out at the house and take care of some issues and sort my board game wall. And then I start work. Saturdays is based on whatever family's going on, and Sundays is church. Non-negotiable every morning, because of this butthole to my right, is downing 8 ounces of water the first thing I do when I get up.
Is that why you called me after we had our conversation this morning and you're like, before you drink your coffee, Syndi, you need to drink a glass of water because your coffee will stay in your system longer if you drink your water?
Yeah, that's his fault.
Okay.
It's a non-negotiable.
It was the weirdest thing. But
So I say it's non-negotiable because I heard him say it. And then I went, I'm not just going to trust it. I'm going to try it. And so literally took 3 mornings where I woke up and downed an energy drink. Right? And then the next 3 mornings, I woke up and downed 8 ounces of water, waited 20 minutes, and downed an energy drink. And it lasted so much longer. Like, I was like, well, science is science, right?
So what's the science behind it?
Your organs start moving.
You prime the system with the
Yeah.
water.
Oh, it's like oil. Okay, in a car. Got it.
So you're dehydrated first thing in the morning,
Yes.
and the first thing that
that's
your
why
body
our pee is
wants,
so different in the morning.
the
That
first thing
makes
your body wants is something to rehydrate it. So it's going to run through that really quickly. So if you rehydrate first, that will get into your system quickly, and then the caffeine and the whatever
Can be absorbed in a
That
slower
explains
time.
why cup 2 of coffee for me at work is so much more potent.
Yeah.
EMT,
That
gentlemen and
No.
ladies.
Uh,
Paramedic, EMT, it was both, wasn't it?
past paramedic school. I was an EMT.
so
Sorry.
that's a non-negotiable. It has to happen. Something.
To add or take away.
I'm going to tell you something we took away.
Okay.
Prior to this school year and at the very beginning of this school year. So at the beginning of the school year, kids wake up and get ready, free time. After they were ready, we're like, we don't care if you're prepped, you whatever. I noticed their attitudes were really bad. They would be watching YouTube or playing on the Switch or watching, and I was like, man, why are my kids acting like buttholes before they go to school, and then coming home with bad conduct, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let's take away the screens in the morning. And so we took away the screens. And our conduct went up. It's like, oh, okay. When we used to do car rider, they didn't have the opportunity for screens because we were sitting in the car together. So I used to make them do little mantras before we got out of school, out of the car. It was, today's going to be a good day. And we'd repeat it back and forth to each other. And after today's going to be a good day, I'd be like, I'm going to listen to my teacher. You didn't get that one today, so you're good. I hit Jesse with today's going to be a good day. It made him laugh. It made me.
You're going to have a good day.
Right?
Have a good day.
But I've reintroduced those mantras again to us because speaking it helps it happen.
That's true. Words have power. They're seeds.
Yep.
Sorry.
Literally, my therapist told me about Ignatius Christianity. Deep dive, but to look into the mirror, look into your eyes, and say, for me, I say, God loves me, I'm worthy of love, and I love the man that I'm becoming.
Oof.
Right, and I say that 2 or 3 times until, like, the first time I say it, I don't believe it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Second time, I'm like, let me just get this over with. By like the third or fourth time, like, I'm believing it, and it changes my entire outlook for the day.
Yeah,
I like that.
Something I should get rid of is on the days I don't go to the gym, I lounge in bed, which is a bad habit I used to have about laying in bed doing nothing. It is against my character because I just speak efficiency and I try to do everything efficiently. That is so inefficient, but it is the getting started of the day that's the problem I'm having. So that's one thing I should work on taking away.
So for my mornings, realistically, it's terrible. Like
It's okay.
I'm not. I don't get up well. I don't wake up well. I'm not grouchy, but I'm just like, I'd rather not. So typically it's get up, get dressed, ready for work, head outdoor, and then I'll listen to the radio talk show or I'll listen to a podcast on the way in. And it's typically by the time I get to work when I start wrapping my mind around, all right, let's talk about, Lord, what's my day going to look like? It's 45 minutes into my day where it's finally like, Lord's like, hey, you there? You going to talk to me this morning?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, Lord. And that's why typically my grateful prayer happens when it does. At work. Because it's like, well, all right, Lord.
I'm grateful for making it this far.
Right. Thank you for guiding me and directing me. I don't remember driving in this morning, Lord.
Those are the hard ones.
Those are the days
Sometimes,
that
man,
scare
like,
me.
that's all I can muster. Lord, thank you for waking me up. Like,
That's it.
Yeah.
I feel so down today, but thank you for giving me another shot at it.
Yep. So
Non-negotiable.
right.
If you were done, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I don't really have like a non-negotiable going on, but I do wish that I was better about getting up, being more present in the mornings as the kids are getting ready for school. And so Rebecca handles that, but she always has.
Well, and that's kind of where I am. Jennifer always handles making sure the kids are ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I love her for it. It's great. It's why, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's a benefit.
It is. So I'd kind of be more present if I could change and add anything. Just be more present.
What time do you need to get up in the morning to be more present?
We get up around 5:30.
Oh. I know a couple guys that get up at 5:30.
Don't look at me. I'm
Yeah,
on
but if I
break.
look at them, I'm
I
like,
woke her up at 9.
He did.
bro, you woke up at
Dude,
9?
okay, but I didn't go to bed till like 3:30.
Oh, well.
That sounds like a you problem.
Apparently, normal people, when they stay up late, they then sleep regular amounts of hours.
I mean, I technically didn't because I slept
That
from
was
like
6
3
hours.
to 9. Like, no,
That's
I'm
6 hours.
I know,
That's a
but-
perfectly reasonable amount of sleep. I did it for about 6 years.
Yeah.
Well, I like my 8.
That is standard.
Okay, law school has made sleep a non-negotiable.
Oh,
if
well,
I
there
can
it is.
get 8,
All right.
I'm gonna get
Oh, I
8.
thought you just said you were on break.
I am on break.
Okay.
That's why she's getting more than 8.
Not today.
Oh.
So, all right, what else we got?
Okay, these we're just gonna rapid fire because I made
42.
them. No,
We're going on 2 hours.
Are we
Yeah,
really?
it is. It is 10:30.
We do not have to do them.
Just fire them off.
Fire
Yeah.
off
Yeah,
some quick
we
ones.
got them here. I mean,
these are fast.
there's no way we're putting out 2-hour episode. I promise.
I mean, this would be a nice episode.
okay.
Especially with all the crap that's happened.
Favorite anime? Go.
One Piece.
Bleach.
Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z.
Favorite fandom? Go.
Ooh.
Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I'm a Super Who lock. Supernatural, Doctor Who, and
This is a thing.
yeah,
He didn't make that up.
Super
Sure.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock. Yeah,
I like that. Worst movie you've seen? Go.
Wolf Creek.
Okay.
Matrix 3.
Ooh,
Worst movie.
Did you say
I've
your
s-
fandom?
No.
I
he
don't know
didn't.
what a fandom is.
So like
Universe
Harry
you would like to
Potter,
belong
Lord of the
to.
Rings, stuff like that. Supernatural.
Pass.
Okay.
Worst movie. I avoid horror movies. I'm not a horror movie person. So
Okay. But what's a movie you've seen that were like bad movie?
Oh,
Like, what's,
oh!
come
So
on.
the original Dune movie. Oh, hot garbage. Hot garbage. Hot garbage. It was bad. But rain at the end of the movie. It doesn't happen for another 1,500 years on that planet. Sorry.
Okay.
I threw stuff at my TV at the end
I'm
of that one.
surprised they didn't hear Aragon or
Aragon does not exist. Aragon does
Avatar: The
not
Last
exist.
Airbender.
Nope.
Hey, they got the Netflix series coming out, bro. That's going to be...
They do.
it's-
I
they're-
actually liked Avatar: Last Airbender, the movie.
How'd you pronounce his name?
Ong.
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 So I've never watched the anime or read it.
Oh,
Like,
Oh,
That's understandable.
that's understandable. It's Aang.
Dragon Ball Evolution. Sorry,
So it's Aang, Katara, and Soku. Those are their names.
they messed them
Okay.
up hard.
Yeah, but they had actors literally saying their names in the show.
That's
So, either way.
All right. Anyway.
okay. Best childhood memory. Go.
I don't know. I don't have a best childhood memory. What's
Immediately first thing that comes to mind is me being upset and my dad cheering me up.
Okay. Are you passing on this one?
I don't have anything that stands out.
Okay. Dream job.
Oh, therapist.
Therapist.
Pastor.
Okay. And that wraps it up. So
How
All
do
right,
we...
now
how do
it's
we-
time for mine and Jesse's questions for y'all.
okay.
oh no! This is only the halfway point. It's the Uno reverse episode, so y'all have to answer the questions for each other.
Oh, no. Well, I
What a
think
twist.
Tim would say,
Right.
right.
Jesse says, for cutscene conversations,
I'm Jack.
I'm Cindy.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Tim. We'll see you next time. You can put a foolish man in a mortar and pestle, and he will still not part from his foolishness.
What's a pet stool?